Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
My values have not changed.
Reduce red meat specifically.
Yes.
The Boston Marathon bomber. They should be able to vote.
I think we should have that conversation.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, and I'm in favor of banning fracking.
I am prepared to pass a Green New Deal.
I support a mandatory buyback program. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals. The idea that more police equals more safety, that's just wrong.
Policing, as we know, goes all the way back to slave patrols and that idea.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
Where do you stand on defund the police?
We need to take a look at these budgets.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
70 to 80% tax rate.
Okay, there is something wrong with our auto switching, but whatever. That's right, America. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is the Lost Art of Common Sense, brought to you by our merch shop. Description, or the link should be in the description below, or you can go to our website, lostcommon.com or lostartofcommonsense.com to check that out. Today we're talking about the modern day masculinity, because it's been thrown around. I heard at the DNC, and I've been wanting to talk about it for the last couple of weeks. So, Kevin, what's the definition of a modern day masculine man?
I think it's basically the metrosexual of yesteryear. That's what people think the masculine man should be anymore. The beta male, the sensitive. I don't want to say pussy.
I don't want to say that. I'm just saying.
Wussy. Not a very strong man. A very a man that is in touch with his feelings. Very persuadable by the opposite sex, I guess.
I have heard that people try to do the he's so masculine because he's in touch with his feelings or some shit like that. But
yeah. So it's a very, I don't know, femme male, I guess.
If they're talking about
that's how people want their men to be anymore. Weak.
Well, that's how feminists want their men to be.
Yeah, which is driving. That was what would you share that meme on our Facebook page where hard times create strong men.
Strong men create good times create weak men create hard times.
Yep.
And around and around and around we go.
Exactly.
Are you insinuating that the modern day masculine man is actually a weak man?
Yes.
No.
That basically was my whole rant there for last 5 minutes. I didn't know if you wanted to throw in on this or.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. Why is masculinity being redefined in the first place? I don't understand it. Is it because, well, they've been talking shit on men for I don't know, last 8 years or so, if not longer. So do you think they had to come up, redefine masculinity so they're not bashing every man? Because at some point you take the guys up, be like, hey, I'm a man.
Yeah, no, that's basically it. Yeah, you are. You're a man. You're a man's man. You're very good with your clothes picking and your ironing. Yeah, it's basically women have beaten men down so badly that to be an actual man's man, like a masculine man of what everybody thought was masculine, the Grizzly Adams, that type of man, that's not acceptable anymore. That's what your next question is going to be.
What is toxic masculinity?
That's it. Toxic masculinity is, let's not get it wrong. People can be dicks. Men can be absolute horrible fucking pricks.
Especially to each other. We're horrible to each other. But
Or I mean, there's always, no matter what, there's always people who, the assholes. The complete assholes. And basically, if you're a, let's say, Grizzly fucking Adams type of person, or the old, what do you call it? We are having a good time. The old, the old lumberjack type of person,
Mountain man.
the old mountain man. Where you're looked at as a toxic. If you're not pulling up with women's bullshit or like anybody's bullshit, that's toxic anymore. If you have an opinion of your own that doesn't conform to, I don't know, the left's idea of what a man, like what a man should be, then
Well, I think a lot has to do, like, if you don't believe in, well, they have thought that toxic masculinity is what leads to wars and all this stuff, even though statistically, if you go back through history, female leaders are more likely to result to war than using politics or whatever, diplomacy, than men
it's
are.
not being if there's more male leaders. So every time there, I mean, it's just it's a numbers game, really.
A washout, because there are plenty of dudes back in the day that just always went to war. But you don't buy into the, women are just as good as men at everything and all that, then like, oh, that's just
obviously they're not.
Masculinity.
If that was true, there'd be 50-50 in construction. There'd be 50-50 in
well, that's because of sexism, Kevin.
That's not because of sexism, because women don't apply to those jobs. I mean, a massive amount. I mean, there might be one or two, and I'm not saying they can't do their job, and that's why I mean, every woman in America can join the armed forces, and they have probably maybe 5%.
Maybe, but then you find out that they're not held to the same standards, so it's
they are not, because I
think if you're in the military, especially the military, you should definitely have some toxic masculinity.
Yes,
I don't want soldiers that are in touch with their feelings.
No, I want a dickhead wants to fire a gun.
I was talking to you about
take
that.
Orders.
Well, I was talking to you about that. Wasn't it how over in Afghanistan I heard? I don't know. It was on some podcast, but a guy was saying how like the French or all these other foreign allies that were there, they used to always feel better about themselves and their chances of making through when they either A, had Americans fighting with them, or they knew Americans were going to come in if stuff got bad, because most other militaries, if they lose their commanding officer, will like bunker down and wait for reinforcements. Where if you kill a U.S. military's, commanding officer, they just keep going, and it's probably the dumbest thing you can do, because they're probably the only thing really holding them back.
Yeah.
To where like it's a polar opposite between other militaries and ours. You take out the officers of the other militaries, like in a lot of militaries, and the guy's like, oh, we don't know what to do. You do that to the Americans, and they're like, well, I guess it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Now it's time to kick your ass.
And that's the way it should be. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So toxic masculinity, I mean, it's a made up term. I mean,
yeah, it is.
I mean, I guess all terms are made up, but
I mean, if you listen to Thor and words,
yeah. So I mean, everything's pretty much made up. But I mean, there's nothing toxic about being a masculine man. There's nothing toxic about,
a real masculine man, though. There's a lot of fake alpha males out there that aren't like they're just dicks, like the one you're talking about. Like,
well, yeah, but a masculine man knows when to fight or when to, not to, when to, protect somebody and when to
be a protector.
Yeah, that's what a masculine man is. He's a protector. He's a provider. He's everything like that men used to be.
You sound super sexist right now. I just want you to know that.
Good. I don't give a shit.
By the way, new koozie. So if you like it, comment below. Keep that vinyl spinning.
Do not comment below.
Comment below.
Yeah, keep that vinyl spinning.
All right. So what do you think the outcome of getting rid of traditional masculinity would be? Like, boom, gone.
I think we'd be a weak nation. I'm sure other countries are not teaching their men to be less masculine. I don't think China's teaching their men to be like little sissy boys. They're not, they're teaching their men to take orders and take a bullet. I mean, you gotta give it to the Japanese in the day because their dudes would like kamikaze into a ship.
That's through brainwashing.
Well, I know, but I mean, you still have to have some cojones to be like, I'm doing this.
Yeah, you don't just willingly kill yourself without a little bit of brainwashing. I mean,
no, of course,
it's like that anyway.
Well, I mean, I think that's probably what China's teaching their people. That's what communists do.
Oh, yeah.
So you need masculine men to fight those crazy bastards.
Well, did you see that a couple years ago when they compared a Russian military ad campaign versus the U.S.? No. Where the Russians are all these dudes doing push-ups, running, just dripping with toxic masculinity.
We had the word gay and
like, oh, my mom and other mom are so happy that I'm a weapons tech or something like that, and it's like, well, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, if you got rid of traditional masculinity, I don't know what would happen. Half the jobs would be gone.
I bet a lot of people think that peace would just break out through the
it would not.
Entire world, because all war stems from toxic masculinity, Kevin.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it does. You know what I'm talking about.
I do not.
Do you think any of this led to men entering women's sports?
Yes. Obviously, if you're dressing up like a woman and, taking estrogen, you're probably not a masculine man. What you are is a little bitch. And if you have to beat up girls to feel better about yourself, you're definitely not a masculine man.
That's why I don't. I guess that's the ultimate. I mean, I don't know if that's their goal, but it seems like with the way they fought against it, it's like, okay, you've downgraded certain men so much that they now think that they're women. Now, I think the dude swimmer, I can't remember his name, but he's doing it because he was a loser in men's sports.
That's why most of them do it.
Yeah, like
because they can't
couldn't compete with men, so he decided to throw on a wig or grow his hair out and call himself, Felicia or whatever his name is.
Well, I just told you that the Iowa women's basketball or women's volleyball team just played San Jose State volleyball team. San Jose State had a man on it, and he spiked the shit right in some woman's face.
It seems to happen every time there's a dude playing volleyball too.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is he probably hits the ball hard to where their reaction time. Well, the reaction time isn't like used to that speed.
No, because I'm sorry, but there's a natural, like, men are stronger than women, just naturally.
You can't say that.
What do you mean I can't say it? It's
spread lies, Kevin.
It's scientifically proven that men's bodies are built differently.
Are you saying the science is settled?
Yes.
That is settled science?
It is settled science. Now, obviously, there's always...
Then I withdraw my rebuttal, and I agree with you completely.
Well, I mean, there's always that fringe on each side to where, you might have a really, strong woman. You might have... I mean, anymore, it's a lot more weaker men than, but just naturally.
Like Elliot Page, that dude's super weak.
Isn't that was a female, wasn't it? Yeah.
She transitioned into a nerdy, weak boy.
Why?
I don't know. It's like, I wonder if when
did she get the dong? Or she
know.
just say she's a man?
You'd have to check her forearms or her calves to see if she's missing a large section of skin.
Well, maybe she took it off somebody like a cadaver.
I don't think they do that.
Why not? Skin. It's like a football.
It's wild boar skin. I don't know. It's just you think they do this is what you're probably going to look like. And if you want to look like a pre-adolescent teenage boy, then have at it.
So I don't know what the hell I was watching a TikTok or something. And there's this black dude. You ever seen that black dude? He's just super he's like a podcast guy, and he's always bashing on people. I don't know, but he had this transgender dude. He's like, yeah, I'm just like the modern day woman. And he's like, you ain't no woman. He goes, yes, I am. He goes, you look like a man. There will be nothing you can do to make you look like a woman. He goes, if you're a woman, you're the ugliest damn woman I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
I was like, God damn. And the guy's like, I'm a woman.
I mean, he probably wasn't lying.
No, he wasn't. He's like, if he just took away my chin, he's like, no. It's
like in your Adam's apple.
You're a dude.
And
there will always be a dude.
Well, it's like, but that's what annoys me about the whole thing. And it goes both ways. Like, what the hell do women think they know anything about being a man? And what does a man think he knows anything about being a woman?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost insulting.
Well, I mean, it is insulting because you're just...
We went through a very rigorous hazing ceremony all through school.
I mean, you're basically just using stereotypes of the other sex and pretending to be those stereotypes.
That's what's weird, too. It's like everybody's a drag queen. But drag doesn't go the other way. You never see, like, females
what are they
dressing
do?
up as stereotypical men.
Like, give themselves a mullet and...
Yeah, mullet, a
shotgun,
beard,
a fucking bush light.
Aviators.
Aviators and get some...
Stained wife beater.
Some knee-long fucking jean shorts.
I mean,
With a Pap shirt.
Like, the really frilly kind. Yeah. I'm just saying, you never see it go the other way. I'm a little insulted.
No.
Where's the drag kings, Kevin?
Yeah.
You need to start that. Drag kings.
Yeah.
Have a shirt
Ladies,
idea.
if you're interested.
Oh, that's a shirt idea.
Yeah.
National Federation of Drag Kings. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, that's why I don't understand the whole attack. I mean, I do understand it's an institutional attack is what it is, because they're like, men, I mean, for the most part, like it or hate it, love it or leave it. But men have primarily been in charge, and yeah, men have screwed shit up a lot in the past.
Oh, they've also
doing it right now.
They've also done some pretty good things.
Yeah. And of course, it's funny. It's like one of those things where it's like they'll find a way to make every accomplishment track it back to something that's anything other than a man.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing that a lot. You think this movement?
If you go all the way back to when, the first cell was...
I mean, technically, we're all women. And then we become boys. Did you know that, Kevin?
Yeah.
Supposedly. I don't know. It's biology. Weird stuff. When it's just a lump of cells.
All a lump of cells.
Currently, right now, do you think this movement is gaining traction, or do you think it's starting to lose steam?
I think it's starting to lose steam. People are tired of this bullshit. They're tired of all this woke, weak men bullshit. And I think it's a slow, steam loss, I guess. Because I think...
slow leak.
It's a slow leak. I think if times get even harder, like you said, hard times create strong men, then you're going to see more men pick up the slack and try to fix. Because I think men try to fix things. If something's broken, men try to fix it. Yeah. That's just in their DNA. They might be the ones to tear it apart, but they're also going to be the ones trying to fix it.
I know people like that. Cause problems to fix them.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, though, I think at a certain point, it's not even necessarily a man-woman thing, but at a certain point, when times get hard, people just start not giving a shit about all the bullshit.
Yeah, because what they're worried about is providing.
I guarantee you all the good times that led to bad times was some type of similar shit, whether it be guilt or people just getting lazy because, people do get lazier when you have a wealthier economy, lifestyle, whatever. And that's why it's gotten as bad as it has, because people are afraid of losing what they have. But like when things get hard, people are like, nope, you know what? I don't give a shit about you. And you're seeing it now today. Like people don't care. The same stuff that the left used to do doesn't work as well anymore. In fact, it's actually flipped script on them. And there are tons of companies dropping DEI stuff. Companies didn't even know they had it.
Yeah, I know. People are like, people are starting to look into it,
It's like people don't realize there's always going to be a boomerang effect. And the harder you push, the harder the snapback's going to be.
Yup.
The only problem is it doesn't snap all the way back. We never really get a full rebound of where we're at. That's like the biggest thing I've noticed. That's how the whole nation has slowly moved left. They push you way far left, and then we push them back a little bit. Now, if Trump gets reelected, I think that's going to be a pretty big correction.
I hope so.
You see that video I sent you
do.
about how that guy is saying the world order or whatever can't allow him to become president?
Yep.
It's a little scary because he did call Biden not being on the ticket.
Yeah.
I don't know what they could do other than trying to kill him.
Well, I think most people saw that he probably wasn't going to run in 2024.
No, he said that they were going to do something to make sure he wasn't on the ticket.
Well, I mean,
this was back in February.
Again, I don't think that was that hard a prediction because, I mean, everybody who saw Biden in the last 3 years talk or, who wasn't brainwashed and could just like look at something and be like, hey, that dude's old and senile and he's walking around not knowing where the fuck he is, could tell that they were not going to try to run him. I mean, I'm just saying. But no, I also agree with them that they're absolutely going to do everything that he's going to prison. Trump's going to prison.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. If he gets sentenced, they'll send him to prison.
They just pushed the sentence past November.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Way to pay attention to the news, Kevin.
I was fucking driving all fucking day.
Perfect time to listen to Fox News on XFM radio.
Wasn't that damn diesel that doesn't have
XFM isn't a radio station.
XM, right?
Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Fox News.
Also, it just has.
It literally just happened today.
Oh, yeah, I
this
didn't
afternoon.
see it.
No, he pushed it to like the end of November, which I don't see how that case is going to hold water because if he pardons himself from any federal the federal part is what supposedly was what got him convicted.
Which doesn't make sense.
That's why he might get thrown in anyway. He's not going to prison.
No.
Okay, so we kind of talked about like, is there an end goal to redefining masculinity? Like
communism.
Kind of talked. You think that's what it is?
Communism.
Get rid of the protectors.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to rise up in a world full of betas?
Yeah, that's true. It'd be so easy though. That's why Dana White's like, oh man, this is a great time to be alive for my kids. There are so many weak people. There's like no competition.
Yeah.
Like if you're a normal kid, like even like what we were.
Parents coddle their damn kids anymore so much that's also creating weak men.
Yeah.
Our generation, the generation, I don't know, what are we? Gen X, Gen Z?
Gen X.
Then you got the millennials and everybody's coddling their damn kids. I would
say Gen X and Gen Z are or Gen Y or whatever is millennials.
I don't fucking know, man.
They're about the same. If you're in the 80s, Gen X is we're
whatever. If you're at the age of having kids and you still have kids, a lot of parents are coddling their kids.
We're at the tail end of Gen X.
I think it was 81.
I just know that I wasn't coddled and got everything I wanted. I didn't feel like I was wanting as a child.
No, but there was discipline.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to coddle their kids. They want to make sure that, I don't know. This seems like parents are super soft on their kids.
Yep, and that we'll actually talk a little bit more about that later on in the show, Kevin.
Yes,
but that kind of you got anything else to talk about the weak ass men, mostly on the Democrat side?
Don't be a wussy.
There you go. Man up.
Man up.
Drink some
beer, chop some wood, punch a hole in a wall.
That's right. Just try to miss the stud.
Yeah, don't hit the stud.
Multiple people that broke their hand doing that.
Yeah. Try to find where you're going to hit first.
Well, let's roll out into the winners and losers of the week, Kevin.
Sweet.
In my book, you're a winner, too. I think you're a loser.
All right, Kevin, who's your loser?
Aurora, Colorado. The whole city. The whole leadership of the city, the cops. Basically,
they Republican-run town.
It is not. It's a Democrat-run. You'll be surprised by hearing what I have to say. That you'll be surprised it's a Democrat-run city. They let a Venezuelan gang take over an apartment complex, and I think it's multiple. and they lied to the citizens of Aurora, saying it's not that big of a deal, not that big of a threat. Even though gang members are going door to door demanding rent from the people living there with guns, but not that big of a threat, you know. And this is garbage. Like, I don't understand how cities like Aurora can just allow, like, they treat these illegals, because they all are illegal immigrants. They treat them better than their own citizens. I guarantee if this was like if a bunch of white people did this or a bunch of black people did this, I don't think the cops would just be like, let it happen.
It'd be kind of weird. Be like, oh man, landlord's getting serious.
I mean, I don't know why they're coddling.
I'm only a day late.
I don't understand why they're coddling. Just send in ICE and let them go at it.
I think they're probably a sanctuary city.
They are a sanctuary city.
Which is why.
And I saw also a video of a cop telling somebody they can't do anything to them because they're a sanctuary city. A dude got shot.
Sanctuary cities only apply to,
but the cop told him he couldn't even go
feds.
after them because they're a sanctuary city. So I
mean, I don't know. They might have their own little.
It was a body cam. So I mean,
yeah, it might be their own. They might have their own little thing.
But what the fuck does that? If you're an illegal, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
See, that's why I think if we start deporting people, if you resist at all, just put them down.
Man,
like if you're going after violent gangs and going to deport them, and they resist at all, it's like, okay, well, you can go back in a seat or in a body bag.
I don't feel bad for these. I don't feel bad. I mean, I feel bad for some of these people, like the direct people. But I mean, I don't feel bad for any of these people really in the city. They voted this shit in. They knew what the fuck was happening. You're fucking idiots. This is on you. You vote. This is what happens. There's consequences to your votes, and you're seeing it. Fuck off. You did it yourself.
Yeah, true story. True story. My loser is more of a thing than a person. And it would be the bull ring nose piercing fad.
This is the second time you've brought up some kind of fad.
Well, I'm getting
You brought up the rubber duckies.
Yep. And now I'm bringing up the bull ring nose piercing fad because it looks stupid on everybody. I'm tired of talking to people and like it either looks like they have snot coming out of it. It doesn't. It's not.
It's annoying. It is annoying.
Now you got dudes doing it. You know, toxic males.
Yeah. They're the masculine dudes, you know, having nose rings.
There's certain fads, including the mullet. Mullets are stupid. It annoys me that they're coming back.
It does annoy me too.
Because I'm getting old and crotchety. But
I could have mullet.
I can't believe these people.
I still got hair.
I can grow a mullet.
That's not really.
It's not a mullet. It's a skullet. You're a dick. But no, it's like these people. Like, do you think they walk up to the mirror and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking good"?
I don't know. I think it'd be weird. I don't want anything in my nose, anyways.
It's a horrible fad.
Yeah,
like a normal nose piercing, as long as you can't see it, because sometimes people get a nose piercing and you can see the clasp, and it just looks like they have a perpetual booger in their nose.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's not bad. Like sometimes when it's like really small and you like to see a glint of it, you're like, "Oh, you have glitter on your face. What are you doing?"
What are you moonlighting as?
What are you talking about?
So you're either a stripper or you work at Hobby Lobby.
It's one of those two.
Those are the only two explanations for having glitter on your face. So and if a guy's walking around glitter all over his face, you know where he got it. Yeah, I just think it's stupid.
I agree.
And it annoys me.
It doesn't annoy me that much, not like it does you, but I mean, it does.
God.
It is. I don't like it. I think it's kind of dumb.
Talking about it looks so stupid.
I see it all the time now, though. Like,
it's spreading. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't understand how it just popped up.
I don't know. I think it's dumb. Who's your winner?
Vladimir Putin.
Oh, because he's trying to throw the election for Trump, you commie bastard.
Oh, no, because he endorsed Kamala Harris.
Oh.
And that's a winner in my book.
Oh, that's true.
So that was it. That's the only reason he's my winner. I mean, no other reason. He's kind of a piece of shit other than that. But he endorsed Kamala Harris. Then everybody's like, no, he did that ironically. Says, you know, he's really a Trump backer. He's like,
That's like what you were saying though. It doesn't make any sense because like he didn't do anything under Trump.
no.
Anything. But he invaded Georgia and Ukraine under Obama.
Yep.
And then he invaded Ukraine again under Biden.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense.
The whole time that Biden's
My winner is the Appalachian School Resource Officer from the school shooting we'll be talking about in the happenings of the week, because that could have been much worse. But this resource officer, unlike other ones in the past that pushed out, ran, and waited for backup, he engaged a shooter, got him to surrender, and I think this might be like the first school shooter that's ever gotten actually arrested.
Yeah.
It's amazing how fast a bad guy with a gun will shut down when a good guy with a gun confronts him.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them do.
Because most of them are weak men.
Yeah, so and apparently one of the teachers that were killed jumping up and blocking
A weak woman that wants to be a man.
Yeah. But yeah, and apparently one of the teachers shot was, I think it was could be wrong. One of the teachers, I think, got shot jumping up to shield one of the students that the guy was shooting at.
That's awesome.
So
Good for them.
there's a lot of heroes in that. Let's see. So that wraps up winners and losers, which means
Trump truth.
Trump truth.
What I say is what I say.
And the Trump truth is Maduro's plane has just been seized by the U.S. That's okay. He can now go out and get a much bigger and better one with all the money we pay to Venezuela for oil that we don't need. We have more liquid gold than any other nation. How stupid are our leaders? Are we a laughingstock all over the world? Donald J. Trump. And that was the lost art. And that was
What I say is what I say.
Man, you're dumb.
Yeah, I am dumb. Happenings of the week.
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? What is happening? But the Trump town hall.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of it. Sorry. I was going to watch it today, but I got busy.
It's the same town halls. I mean, it's just.
It was, but I mean, it was on the day that Biden was supposed to, debate Trump again. Then Kamala was going to, but then she backed out.
Well, he did the town hall instead of doing the debate because Kamala Harris is just deathly afraid of Fox News, and Fox News has a lot of commentators that are right leaning, but Brett Baer, who is not right leaning, he's either a moderate or he leans left, middle left. But him and Martha, not some Stewart.
I don't know. Washington? No.
Martha something. They're pretty middle of the road. Like they do a fair interview.
Yeah.
They're not going to give. They're surely not going to give her a free pass. So I think it's a joke that she knows. So yeah, that's why he did town hall. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. He goes out. He shows he's willing to go out, do stuff.
She's been prepping all week.
Yeah, just like Biden did.
And what they're saying, what they're thinking, what I've been hearing, is that she's doing this because she needs to memorize her answers because she's an idiot.
Well, and if you have to memorize,
she can't speak without having like either cue cards or teleprompter. Otherwise, she just rambles. She's not good on her feet.
Well, no, if you can't talk, not even necessarily like eloquently about what you're talking about, you don't believe it.
Yeah.
That's why in speech class in some college years, I will pick a topic I knew something about. That way I didn't have to write a speech, and I would just go up and bullshit for 5 to 15 minutes. And I got to be in that class. Yeah. Hell, I got to be on an informative speech I did on asbestos. And the only thing I got knocked for was leaning against a podium. Well, I had,
drank the night before,
and I was still drunk, so I was having to hold on to the podium so I wouldn't fall over.
Well,
I'm like, I can't believe she didn't knock me for slurring because I know I was slurring.
Yeah.
Yeah, asbestos, that white gold, it'll kill you. It'll kill you real
That's
slow.
white gold.
So yeah, she just can't. I don't know, and that's what we're talking about now. Kamala taking a week off for prep. Here's the sad part though. So everybody knows that she took this week for debate prep.
Yep.
So when the debate comes, if she doesn't knock it out of the park, that's just going to make her look even worse because Trump's doing like a little debate prep here and there, but he's still out. And I don't know if what's her face is traveling with him, to do the debate prep, or they're just going to do it. I
don't know.
Test
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard. I had it right there, and then my brain just made it like, yeah, Chelsea Cast Iron.
That's definitely not it.
I know. That's why I should just keep on drinking.
That's right.
But yeah, it'll just make her look that bad, that much worse. It's like you prep for a week, because all Trump has to do is say something like, and he doesn't have to like interrupt because he can't. They got muted mics, but like he can force the debate, as in, if the moderators aren't going to ask her the right questions, he can ask. And then if she ignores them, she doesn't look bad. And as soon as he gets her off of those notes that she's memorized, she's screwed.
Yep.
Word salad chef, which, if you're going to think about a word salad chef, that reminds me of the Swedish chef from the Muppets. That's basically Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's Kamala Harris.
So what do you tell everybody about the Chase Bank check fraud?
Okay, so Chase Bank, it was a glitch, but
is it a real glitch though, or is it just how banking works?
No, well, usually it takes like a couple hours or a couple days for the bank to actually process. They only give you like $200. Well, Chase Bank, so basically people are writing checks to themselves for like $30,000, $1 million, and like putting their check into the ATM. The ATM will give them like 25% instead of the 2% usually. 25% of the check. So they were getting like $250,000 and they're taking it out of the ATM. And then, so they thought it was a glitch. Like this, like Chase Bank would follow up on this. Like they would just be like,
they wouldn't miss $250,000.
Yeah, it's a free money scheme. Basically, Chase Bank, once the checks didn't pass, the fraudulent checks, they went negative. And people were, now there's been 1,100 people arrested so far. And I guess there's up to 30,000 people that they're investigating.
Oh, I figured they just do what they did to you.
TikTok trend.
That's fucking TikTok.
Fucking TikTok fucking makes people dumber, man. How do you not check fraud?
What are you talking about? You were on check watch for like 3 years.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, that's dumb.
But you didn't go to jail.
So. No. I wrote a couple bad checks.
Like, I don't have any money, but they'll take this piece of paper. The fucked up thing is you're buying food with it.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was wrong. I just had to eat.
Hey, we've all been there. I literally lived off ramen, except for like on payday. Hy-Vee had these like pre-cooked prime rib things.
Yeah.
So I get one of those, and then I'd cut them up, and then I'd eat that with my ramen for like 3 days. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm eating good now.
I'm eating good. I'm eating like a fucking king.
Like when I was going to some college, you got to think, especially because you moved out because you're a dick. I was living in an apartment by myself, paying rent. I bought my books, and I made $300 a paycheck.
Yeah.
Of course, that was back before a 2-bedroom apartment. That was our apartment it was under $300.
Yeah, it's like $250.
So, it wasn't horrible, but you got to think it's almost, 60, 70% of my paycheck?
Yeah.
And then I had cable. So, yeah, of course, I didn't give up drinking. So, I would take $80 out of every check and go to the bar. So, every 2 weeks, I'd go to the bar.
Yeah, it's good.
You got to have your priorities straight.
You got to have your priorities. At least you cut yourself off at $80.
Yeah.
Seems
like Tucker
that's responsible spending.
It is responsible. I made it. Of course, I took a year off 22 years ago because I got tired of being broke.
Yeah.
And got caught in the sand trap of white gold mining.
Yeah. Well, it's not really mining. I guess it is. We're removing it.
Well, see, I found out that they passed a federal law because it used to be that college credits would expire after 7 years.
Yeah.
And they passed a law saying that college credits can expire. So I was going to go back. But then you got to get your transcript, and I got to figure out if what you're taking, like, and I went for marketing. My stupid ass took all like my major classes the first year, except for like 2 prerequisites.
Yeah.
So I was like, why do I do that anymore? It's a worthless. It's like, hey, what do you get with an associate's marketing degree? Oh, you're going to make posters for a bank or something. Stupid.
That's stupid.
So, yeah. But I looked into it and I was like, this is too expensive. Then I was like, I heard about life experience degrees. You heard of those?
Nope.
Life experience degrees? Where you can take your life experience as long as you can prove you've done something for a certain amount of time, and they take all that experience and they put it toward a degree.
Well, I've been kicking ass and taking names for 44 years.
I got a bachelor. I got a BS in ass kicking.
I got a BS and BSing.
Oh, I figured I'd be able to get like a fucking bachelor's in environmental science or something with 20 freaking years in the environmental industry. Nope. They offered me 10 credits. I'm like, okay, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Looks like Tucker Carlson was right doing his little documentaries and stuff where he got canned from Facebook as far as warning about the downfall of Brazil. Now that
Brazil
commies
communism
banned X.
Nope,
I wonder how fast that country's gonna.
I don't know. It's like all of Europe's going to communism. Like the whole world's going to communism.
So we gotta fight.
And it's all because of the left.
Yeah. Well, when people are seeing, here's what I don't get. So either people are that stupid and they're voting for it, or there is rampant election fraud all over the world.
Also, yeah.
So it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's a little column A, a little column B.
You got to have a decent amount of dumbasses that are dumb enough to actually want to do it.
Yeah, you got to have dumbasses that'll believe that it's not voter fraud too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Brazil's gonna, and they were like the last real democracy in South America.
Yep, not anymore.
No, they're done. Done. It's the fall time, Kevin, which means kids are going back to school and protesting because they hate Jews.
Yeah, same shit as 3 months ago.
Yeah, they were
colleges
blocking
are
people, threatening Jewish students, destroying public property or private property.
It's just get a hold of your kids.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody in that protest, you have a right to protest, as far as you have a right to protest and not be federally prosecuted by the program.
Can they not have security there?
They can 100% shut down any protest on private property that they want. You do not have a right to protest on private property.
I just wonder how many students are actually protesting, how many people are paid to fucking protest.
I would go out there and find every student, if there's an actual student protesting in there, if they get violent. Because here's the thing, as soon as one person destroys, throws paint on a statue, assaults or blocks a student from going to class, the whole protest is over. Period.
Yep.
You guys want to stand outside, hold up signs, and chant all your bullshit about how awesome Hamas is, whatever. As soon as you slow down one student from getting to class, you're done. Yep. Period. For one thing, you have no right to protest at a college. They say, oh, this is a place of free speech. Cool. You can do that. You cannot stop students from going to school. The ones that are there for an actual education, that shit's bullshit. They need a lesson is actually what – that's the thing. They talk shit about the Constitution as far as certain amendments go, but then they think the First Amendment right literally gives you, as long as it's on the left. They don't understand what that means.
No. Well, they don't understand that, you have the right to peacefully protest. Peacefully protest.
Yeah.
Peacefully protest. You don't have the right to damage property. You don't have the right to impede other people on their daily life. You don't have the right to assault anybody. These are not rights that are granted by anything. Only thing granted is you have the right to protest peacefully.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as one person in that protest does something illegal, the whole thing shut down.
Yep.
You better start policing your own people or you're not going to be able to do it. Period. That's just the way. I kind of stepped over it, which I don't know how, but I looked past it at Chase Bank. But I do want to talk about the school shooting that happened at Appalachia High School in Colorado. This is the shooter and his dad, who were both arrested.
Yeah, and they both deserve to be.
Yeah, I think he shot 4 people and injured 4 people.
Injured 8.
No, he murdered 4.
Murdered 4, injured 8.
Oh, yeah, 8 or 9. This dude looks weird.
He looks like a female.
Kind of looks like a female. That's why
He has dyed hair. He dyed his hair.
And it's feathered.
Yeah, it's weirdly feathered.
Now, I've heard that Biden is going after the guns. And, gun violence, blah, blah, blah. This is like, I'm so sick and tired of people talking about inanimate objects causing people to go to violence. There is something wrong either with their kids' brains as far as like, I don't know if this kid was on any type of medication or their parenting, society in general. It is not normal for a 14-year-old to take a gun and murder people. Period.
The fact that he was investigated when he was 13.
Oh, and his dad knew. Like they got visited and bought him a gun. Yeah. That's why his dad was arrested. He should be.
Yeah, they absolutely should be.
It's like, well, I didn't buy him any bullets. Well, it's like, well, 14-year-olds can't buy bullets. You have to be 18.
Yeah, so either you had bullets in the house for the same type of gun, or
so yeah, those two are losers. It's just like, and I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about, we can't get rid of guns, blah, blah, and no one's willing to talk about how our culture has gone to shit.
Yeah.
Arguably since Obama.
Yep.
You can track this all the way back. It all started during Obama.
Well, Columbine happened during.
No, I'm talking about, Columbine happened, and then I'm not talking about just school shootings. I'm talking about the downfall of culture.
Oh, yeah.
No, you could argue that school shootings kind of started with the birth of the internet.
Yeah.
Because the Columbine guys were YouTubers.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's something like, it's parenting, cultural stuff. People aren't paying attention to what kids and shit are absorbing on the internet. So it's just weird.
It is weird.
Let's see. One that you brought up. More people are starting to believe that Hitler wasn't the monster people said he was.
I'm seeing this more and more on X. People thinking that Hitler wasn't the bad guy in World War II. That he was just misunderstood. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. How many people actually believe? Well, it's this whole Jew hatred thing.
Like he wasn't that bad of a guy because he was trying to get rid of Jews.
I don't know. It's like, well, they're saying he was misunderstood, that he was, all he wanted to do was take over Poland. Like he was going to stop then. But I mean, technically Hitler told everybody that he was only going to take over Czechoslovakia, then stop. But then he's like, well, then I'll go to Poland, then stop. So Churchill was like, fuck you. But they're making Churchill out to be the bad guy.
Did England get into the war before they attacked England?
I think they're going to.
Okay, let's put it this way. Anybody who thinks Hitler was anything other than a douchebag who murdered people and wanted to rule the world to where we'd all be speaking German, which maybe they would like. And by the way, we've seen German make shitty stuff now, okay? The whole German craftsmanship, it's all garbage.
It's all garbage.
It's all garbage. You're an idiot, okay? You probably need to be reminded to breathe. New York Democrat arrested for ties to the CCP. On a side note, her husband ran a liquor store, yet somehow they lived in a multi-million-dollar home, possibly because he opened a medical supply company right before COVID.
She was Kathy Hochul's aide, and I don't understand how Kathy Hochul didn't know.
And I know, I'm not trying to be whatever, she may or may not be Chinese.
Who, Kathy Hochul?
Oh, the aide who was arrested.
She was definitely Chinese.
You ever notice how you never hear about a Chinese aide getting arrested for ties to the CCP that works for a Republican?
I know.
Ever.
Or the one that old fucking Swallowswell, he fucking was dating or whatever.
Yeah. They're driving, aiding, and sleeping with the Democrats.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just saying, as of today, you haven't heard about Chinese place CCP agents working for Republicans.
Yep.
I wonder why that is.
So weird.
Russia funding right-leaning podcasters through Tenet.
Yeah, I don't know what. I haven't really read a whole lot about this, but I guess they were getting funding from Russia, and I'm guessing it was a company that, I don't know what they did. They like oversaw podcasters or whatever, but didn't have any input of what the podcasters had to say or whatever.
No, they're all pretty good. That's why they're saying, oh, well, they did this to try to prop up Trump and,
But I don't know. I don't know what Russia was thinking. I don't know if this is. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. I mean, I do. I read a little bit about it, but I mean, it's in development.
Sure
I'm trying to figure out what actually happened. Like, what was the reasoning Russia funded them?
Well, I don't know why they did it, actually.
Yeah, they didn't enforce the.
They do it all over the world.
Yeah,
it's not just in the United States.
Well, China's buying up land in fucking America. I mean, is that?
But as far as some kind of media thing,
well, I know
all over the world.
Yeah,
but
I'm guessing it's for influence, but they don't.
But I have no facts to back this up. But I'm betting that there's money that's gone to Democrat. They've probably gone directly to the.
Dude, I'm sure there is.
How many ads on CNBC and all that? MSNBC.
It's all what the DOJ wants to go after, though. So,
I mean, if I found out that we had a sponsor that had a Russian government tie, I mean, if they're check cash,
well, they're not. I don't. If they're check cashes and.
I mean, I'm not going to change anything of what I say.
No. Well,
if I found out about it, I'd be like, no, I don't want your money anymore. But I wouldn't be apologizing.
No.
Like what? I never changed what I said. I took a check from this company who I just found out has Russian ties. So now I won't take their money anymore. Am I going to return my boat? No.
Yeah, no, fuck no. So that's all I got.
Why'd you name it Little Russia? Shut your mouth. I didn't know until today.
Let's get to the white slur. I got to use the restroom.
All right. On to the white slur of the week.
What's a honky?
And this week's white slur of the week is Muppet fuckers. Muppet fuckers, backwoods, inbred rednecks of the U.S. South are called Muppet fuckers because they look like Muppets. And that was the white slur.
What's a honky?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's probably
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, buddy. I gotta use the restroom, so let's close this out.
All right, well, it's been great. Hope to see you guys next week. And until next time, I'm Josh.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is the Lost Art of Common Sense.
Common Sense!
Common Sense!
Keep that vinyl spinning.
And remember, don't be boring, be a pirate. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Later, y'all.